Lynn raises a very important point that I teach about a lot, about journalism, how fragmented it is today. So this is where I teach a course at Princeton on the U.S. since 1974. So I started in the 70s, and one theme we discuss is just that. And Brian, I will get to that in a second. So the media then, there was a kind of much more stable and centralized system. You had three major networks, ABC, CBS, NBC. You had a handful of major city papers like the Times or the LA Times or the Baltimore Sun or the Post that really dictated a lot of the conversation. And you had very tight editorial standards, not perfect, but tight, and limits on getting information out. You had to go through those gatekeepers, so to speak. That all changed. It changed with cable, for example, that created a 24-hour news cycle that created commercial news networks rather than networks carrying news as a public service, became more fragmented. You had just many more different kinds of options, and you had non-news options, which allowed more citizens just to opt out of major events. You have partisan news really taking hold in the early 2000s as a kind of normative form of journalism. And finally, social media creates what I call a filterless system where information disseminates without any of the old